The sun burned hot over the dusty plains as Sheriff Eli Turner rode into Dust Creek, a small town known for its saloons, horse stables, and the occasional brawl. The wooden sidewalks creaked under the weight of boots as townsfolk paused to watch the sheriff dismount. Dust Creek had been calm for months, but the whispers told a different story. An infamous outlaw, Red Morgan, had been spotted nearby. Eli wasn't just any sheriff, he was known for his calm demeanor and precise aim. As he walked through the town, he noticed children darting behind crates, mothers peeking out from the windows, and cowboys leaning against a saloon, hands twitching near their holsters. The air was tense, electric, as if the town itself was holding its breath. At the saloon, Eli pushed open the swinging doors. The smell of whiskey and tobacco hit him immediately. The piano player stopped mid-note, and all eyes turned toward him. "Looking for someone," a bartender called out, wiping a mug. "Red Morgan," Eli replied, his voice steady. "I'm here to make sure he doesn't leave this town breathing." A hush fell over the room. Some whispered, "He won't be easy. Red's fast, smart, and ruthless." Eli simply nodded, surveying the crowd. Outside, horses stamped impatiently, and the wind carried the distant sound of a rattling train. Eli knew Red Morgan had a gang scattered across the plains, but the outlaw himself was clever enough to strike alone. As the sun dipped low, casting long shadows across the streets, Eli prepared for the night ahead. He checked his revolver, tightened the strap on his coat, and walked toward the old church at the edge of town, the last place a witness had seen Red Morgan. The church stood abandoned, its windows shattered, pews coated in dust. Eli's boots echoed as he entered, flashlight sweeping the empty hall. A sudden creak made him pause. From the shadows, a figure darted behind the altar. "Red Morgan," Eli called, keeping his gun trained. Silence. Then, a smirk from the darkness. "Sheriff Turner," Red said, voice low and mocking. "I've been expecting you." The standoff was silent, tension thick enough to cut with a knife. Eli knew this was just the beginning. Dust Creek's legend was about to be written in gunpowder and courage. The morning sun revealed Red Morgan's escape route, a narrow canyon winding through jagged cliffs and hidden ravines. Eli pursued on horseback, the dirt kicking up behind them like smoke from a gunfight. Red was fast, but Eli's determination matched him stride for stride. Birds scattered as the horses thundered past, echoing off the stone walls. The canyon narrowed, forcing the riders into a tense, single-file chase. Red fired a shot, and a bullet whizzed past Eli's ear, embedding itself in the canyon wall. Eli returned fire, grazing Red's shoulder. Pain didn't slow the outlaw, but Eli noticed the blood trail and made mental notes. They reached a rope bridge spanning a deep gorge. Red leapt onto it, the wooden planks groaning under his weight. Eli hesitated, knowing one wrong move could send him plummeting into the abyss. But determination pushed him forward. Halfway across, Red turned, firing once more. Eli ducked, returning fire with deadly accuracy. A sudden explosion rocked the canyon. Red had sabotaged part of the bridge. Eli's horse skidded, hooves scraping the ropes, but he held on. Red disappeared into the canyon's twists, leaving only dust and echoes. Eli dismounted and followed on foot, eyes scanning every crevice. Finally, at sunset, he found Red cornered at a small clearing near a waterfall. Red raised his hands, mockingly surrendering, but the glint of his hidden revolver told Eli this was no ordinary surrender. "You've got guts, Sheriff," Red sneered. "But this town will never forget me." Eli didn't reply. He fired a warning shot, startling Red enough to disarm him. The outlaw fell, and the sound of cascading water drowned the tension. Eli approached cautiously, cuffing Red with practiced ease. As they rode back to Dust Creek, the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in fiery shades of orange and red. Eli's mind wandered to the townsfolk, the fear and hope etched on their faces. Justice had been served, for now. Back in Dust Creek, Red Morgan was locked in the old jailhouse, his infamy cemented in local lore. Townsfolk gathered in the square, cheering for Sheriff Turner, who had faced the outlaw alone and returned victorious. The saloon buzzed with stories of the chase, embellished, of course, with every retelling. Children imagined themselves as Eli, guns blazing, facing danger with courage. Old-timers nodded knowingly, recalling days when law and order were harder to enforce. Red Morgan, now behind bars, smirked at the commotion. He knew the legend would outlive him, whispered in saloons and around campfires. Eli, meanwhile, mounted his horse one last time. The town was safe again, but the wind carried rumors of other outlaws lurking beyond the horizon. As Eli rode into the sunset, Dust Creek faded behind him, dust swirling around wooden buildings like ghosts of the past. Legends are never just stories, they're memories etched into the land, carried by those brave enough to face the unknown. Eli Turner became one such memory, and Dust Creek would always remember the day a sheriff tamed the last outlaw who dared challenge its peace.